Rishi Sunak and his wife Akshata Murthy are facing questions this week after it emerged that Mrs Murthy has a non-dom tax status in the UK. Mrs Murthy's family owns a multi-billion pound investment empire, and she enjoys what's known as non-dom or non-domicile status, which is an entirely legal arrangement, allowing her to save on the tax she pays in the UK. But while there's no suggestion she's done anything wrong or that she's not paying all the tax she's legally required to in the UK, there's mounting questions over whether choosing this tax status is the right thing to do, considering who her husband is. So let's start with the slightly techie bit. What is a non-dom and what tax do they have to pay in the UK? Non-dom status is available to people who have their primary home outside the UK but are UK residents. There's about 700,000 people in the UK who claim the status. It's open to people who are officially domiciled in another country. If you leave that country with no intention of returning, your domicile can change. Alternatively, you can claim non-dom status, making you a UK resident but not domiciled in the UK. And if you claim that non-dom status, it can mean you don't have to pay UK tax on some of the income you earn overseas. Next up is a very techie bit. If you earn less than £2,000 in foreign income, that's the money you earn overseas, and isn't brought into the UK, so not paid into a UK bank account, you don't need to pay tax on it if you have non-dom status. If you earn more than £2,000 in foreign income, you have two options. You can pay the tax and claim it back from the taxman, depending on how long you've lived in the UK, instead of paying the tax. So how is Mrs Murthy using her non-dom status? It means she doesn't have to pay tax on dividends earned through any investment she has abroad but doesn't bring into the UK. We don't know how much of her income counts as foreign income and how much is kept abroad. Team says she pays foreign tax on foreign income, but we don't know how much or where. And as such, we don't know how much she saved over the years, but we do know she has a stake in her family's aforementioned multi-billion pound business empire, which could have paid her dividends of up to £11+ million. Her spokesperson says she claims non-dom status because of her Indian citizenship, because India doesn't allow people to be dual citizens. But being a UK resident and not a UK citizen doesn't automatically make you a non-dom. It's a status you have to apply for if you want the benefits of that, as far as the UK taxman is concerned. Now, under UK law, under current law, once you've been resident in the UK for 15 years, you're no longer eligible to be a non-dom. But we don't know when Mrs Murthy fully moved to the UK, so we don't know how long she can be a non-dom for. There's also questions about whether Rishi Sunak should have been more transparent about his wife's tax status. Now, he's declared it to the Cabinet Office when he became a minister in 2018. He made the Treasury aware of it as well to avoid conflicts of interest, but he hasn't declared it on the register of ministerial interests. In fact, there's no mention of his wife at all on there. The rules say ministers only have to declare interests held by their close family if they might reasonably be perceived to be relevant to their ministerial role. So someone, whether that's officials, Boris Johnson or Rishi Sunak himself, has decided Mrs Murthy's tax status is not relevant to his role as Chancellor. So like I said before, there's absolutely no suggestion that Mrs Murthy has done anything legally wrong or that she doesn't pay all the tax she's legally required to in the UK. And it's really up to you whether you think it's right for the wife of the Chancellor, who sets tax policy, to take advantage of a tax arrangement that could be beneficial both to her and to effectively his family. Or whether her tax status is of relevance to his job, and whether the public have a right to know about it as a result. Not every country allows residents to claim this status. Many don't have non-dom rules at all. And the UK's non-dom rules have been in place for hundreds of years, and they haven't really changed for decades. And Mr Sunak has furiously rebuffed questions about his wife's finances, particularly in recent weeks, claiming she's a private citizen and isn't fair game for public scrutiny. But there's an old saying which goes, Caesar's wife must be above suspicion. And aside from the ancient Roman of it all, what that means is if you're in a position of power, the decisions and interests of those close to you, including your family, they reflect on you. And there's an argument that it shouldn't be enough for you to just follow the rules to the letter, to adhere to the bare minimum standards of legal and ethical behaviour. Some people feel that people in power and those close to them should go above and beyond to avoid even the appearance that they've taken advantage of their position. And with a tax hike on working people taking effect this very week, a lot of people are asking whether it's right for the wife of the man who sets tax policy in the UK to choose a legal status that could be hugely beneficial to his family.